Now, Leeds fans can expect a busy summer of transfer comings and goings. Chairman Peter Ridsdale says they need to sell at least 4 or 5 players in order to cut down on their overheads. Speaking ahead of their game against Blackburn on Sunday, he says every player has their price.
We've agreed with David that we will reduce the squad size by 4 players, and I've also nominally said that we expect to bring in between 15 and 20 million net of any transfer outflows.
So those who go out will be at the value, roughly speaking, perhaps of 4 to 5 million each?
Well, it depends. It depends who they are. Obviously we'll have to consider what players can't get into the first team or what players can't guarantee a place on the bench. I've also talked to David about the sorts of players he'd be prepared to let go or trade. And indeed, if he wants to bring some players in, which he does, it may well be there's more than 4 leave this summer. But every top club refreshes their squad. That's all we're doing. But we're also making sure our overheads are right, because that's prudent management.
There's been much talk, and you'll be aware of lots of speculation regarding the future of some of your bigger name players, the likes of Viduka and Kewell and Decor. What substance is there in the suggestion that they could be leaving this summer?
Well, I've no idea, because I haven't received bids for them. Last summer we received bids for a number of players that we turned down. Given that we've announced we will trim the squad size, we've also had inquiries for a number of players. But we'll wait and see what happens in the summer. I think the key is, and the message to both supporters and shareholders is, that we are building a team here capable of challenging at the top of the Premiership. So whatever players come, whatever players go, the squad will be, in our view, strengthened, not weakened as a result of the summer transfer activity.
But if you got rid of one big name or sold one big name, that would maybe sort of solve that financial worry in one go, wouldn't it?
It would, but we also think the squad size is too heavy anyway, and we want to reduce the wage bill. So irrespective of what happens in the summer, we will reduce the squad size by 4 players. If we then get bids we can't refuse from other players, we'd have to view those at the time based on who is offering what. We've always said our transfer policy is to buy as cheap as possible and add value for the shareholder. So if somebody we've bought for not a lot of money attracts a very big bid, I would be duty bound to put it to the board, and we would consider it. We have a long-term vision, and that is to make sure we are seen as one of the top clubs in this country. To do that, we have to invest. We've invested, we've speculated. We've been 4th, 3rd, 4th since David took over. We hope to be in the top 5 or 6 this year. I don't think that's bad, and I think now if you go around Europe and talk about the top clubs, we are now automatically mentioned. We weren't 3 or 4 years ago.
Your general level of optimism long-term for the club still seems very high.
I think you can either be an also-ran or you can be one of the top clubs, and our supporters and shareholders have been very patient, deserve this club to be one of the top clubs. You have to invest to be one of the top clubs. We've invested. Some of those investments will now pay off because we get more than we paid, but we will have a quality side capable of challenging at the top.
When you watch that game against Blackburn this coming Sunday, do you feel the extra pressure because you would need the side to win now, between now and the end of the season?
No difference in pressure now to any other season. Not too long ago, we were sitting in January 2001 in 13th position. That was pressure. We're now in the top 6. I certainly believe a European place is within sight. We've only lost 5 games this season. People are talking about a crisis down the road. I think there's only Arsenal lost fewer games than us this season. I don't think it's a bad performance, but we've had a blip since January. We're back to winning ways against Ipswich. We've now got 9 games to prove a point to the doubters out there. We've luckily got Mark and Alan Smith available. We've got Danny Mills back from suspension. I think we've got Jonathan Woodgate back and around for selection, I believe. Suddenly we've got the sort of quality of squad available that we've known, if we could get them on the park at the same time, was to be a good chance.
It's the week of your 50th birthday. Does a 50-year-old chairman work and look at the game in any different way than a 49-year-old one did?
I've certainly aged since I took this job. I think the pressure of doing this is something you can't transmit to other people. You can't communicate just what it means. And of course we've had more than our fair share of problems. I'm just still delighted to be given the opportunity to be chairman of Leeds United. Who knows how long that may be for in the future. As a 50-year-old, I'm still privileged to do the job.